everybody. Welcome to the first episode of Copper's Corner, here with myself and Zaga.
Hey.
And it's been, I don't know about you, but these past couple of weeks have been a wild ride for me, or at least have been an amalgamation of a whole bunch of different things happening at once. I mean, even us just getting together to get this episode done has been more a pain than it ought to be.
Yeah, it is. I feel like I could get the president on the phone easier. I feel like I could talk to him. If I tried hard enough, it would be way easier to contact the president than it is to you. Actually, I think I could probably go to the Pope's bedroom easier than trying to get you on a podcast. But
well, I hear this.
He's here. We got the episode. Y'all have it. This is his show. I'm just here for moral support.
Well, part of that has been everybody who's been like kind of following or like I talk to on a regular basis knows, like, I started up the EMT course, and this EMT course, this will now be my third time taking it, and here's why. The first time I took it, I didn't get the National Registry done before we deployed. The second time, I got put on military orders when COVID happened, and I was in the middle of the course when that happened, and now there's a third time where I'm taking it. So it's been good. Like, it's cool because a lot of it I remember. A lot of the emergency medical stuff like that, I never really got a chance to like forget, because even in the in-between periods, like on the military side of things, they would always throw me into like CLS, and I'd always hang out with the medics and stuff like that whenever I get a chance. So a lot of it, I just haven't really been able to forget much. And I don't know about you, but like when it's something that I actually am like really passionate about and I know about, I hold on to it for like a really long time. Are you kind of like that, or?
Kinda. I mean, like, I have severe ADHD. So I have that super, I become obsessed about it.
Right.
Like my addiction with Funko Pops. I now have I have 4 bonsai trees that now I'm caring for. I have like, I don't know. When I died, like podcasting, like this was supposed to be a hobby. This was not supposed to be a thing that I seriously. And now I'm like, well, I don't want the $50 mixer. The $400 mixer does so much more. And it's just like, I find myself diving deep into these things. That's actually why I was late to record just now. I was playing a video game. I was dived into this video game for about 4 hours now.
Now I'm curious. Is it Helldivers 2?
No.
It's not Helldivers 2?
Sons of the Forest. It's a survival game.
Oh, all right. I've seen it.
See, I turned it to peaceful mode, so there's no cannibals trying to kill me, it's nothing like that. It's just me building my mansion and going exploring the island. And it's a lot. Like, listen, for those, you guys know, if you listen to the show, if you're new here, if Copper has brought you to this first episode here, you never watched an episode prior, I am a pothead. I'm a proud pothead. No. And yeah, it's a shock. I know. I can't believe the news is out there.
But you lied to me.
So like when you're smoking and you're just building and exploring, like you lose track of time so quickly. And the worst part was the last time I looked at the clock, it was 1 o'clock, and I'm like, I got plenty of time. And I get your text message like, hey, so we're doing like a Zoom call, right? And I'm like,
oh shit. Sorry, cabin mansion. You're gonna have to wait for a little bit.
Don't get it twisted. The game is not off. It is just on pause upstairs. That's serious. Like I'm at a point, in my crucial point in my build right now that I'm building a 4-story mansion in a video game.
Ooh.
Right?
Now, here's my question. Now, you have it on peaceful mode. Can you have it on peaceful mode like while you're building the mansion and then turn it back onto?
So no, I can't. This is gonna be my build.
Right.
Just me building, and if I need some little R&R, just relaxing and just chilling out, that's for. It's right on a lake too. It's really nice. It's a little waterfall.
Nice.
Right? Peaceful.
See, when I get into games like that, I don't even have to be high to get that wrapped up into it. I just get wrapped up into it because, it is kind of one of those things where you start.
You zone out.
You do.
You just
really
associate with the world. And it's like, this is my world now. I'm going to go kill this here. I'm gonna go make a little rawhide. Because in real life, if you guys don't know who I am, in real life, I'm not doing these things.
No, you are not.
I am glued to technology. I am the tech.
I'm very full aware that should the apocalypse come, I'm gonna have to come get y'all.
I mean, I'm mentally prepared. I know what I'm gonna have. I'll definitely be able to make a radio. I'll tell you that. I'll get
I'll
get us.
Oh no, I'm not worried about the technological side of everything. I worry about the fighting, the driving, the this, that. I'm any bit of tech. I'm just gonna give it to you and be like, bro, make a thing out of this, and I know you're gonna be able to do it.
Like yo, copper. I just made an electrical fence so that way people don't come rob our shit. And you'll be like, how the fuck you make it? I don't know.
I found like a AA battery and like some copper wire, and like now this whole fence is electrified. It's only good for like one use though. We'd be like, dude.
But see, like the perk of having someone like me be part of like a survival thing is like I'm the guy that watches the little Indonesian boys make those huts and those pools and like all this filtration systems.
Yeah.
When I start busting it out, you're gonna be like, how the fuck you do this? I'm like, I don't know. I watched a video.
I watched the video this one time. Although it's weird, like I remember there was a thing a little while ago where they were questioning whether or not those were actually legit, and you could see like people with excavators and stuff like that in the background, and like people were debunking whether or not they were true and stuff like that. And for me, I'm like, dude, even if they didn't get it done in the time frame that they thought, like I like watching the time lapse footage of like,
I can
getting the whole thing done.
I can care less if it's real or not. I am so invested. Like they have these new ones now. It's like Explore China or something like that. Or it's like, whatever. And they show like these ancient traditions of how they used to make like ink and silk and all these things.
Oh, no.
Just bamboo. And it's 2:00 in the morning, just sitting there watching. Just watch this old Chinese man just making some bamboo beds. I don't know. Like they're like, this is how Chinese made beds 1,500 years ago. And I'm like, count me in, bro. I'm easily amused. I don't know if you guys can tell.
A little bit. Hey, you know what? That is not always a bad thing. The people are constantly chasing that purple dragon of entertainment, and if you're easily entertained, then all right, your life's a lot easier.
I find it so. I know a lot of people who are like that though. Who it just seems like it takes so much for them to have any bit of joy. And when I look at it and I think about it, I'm like, at what point did you lose your child? Like your child, like. Your sense of child.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm trying to say. God, I can't talk. But like, I never let my inner child die. Like, I have a Pikachu sitting across from me over here. I have fucking toys, comic books. Like, I don't care. I'm a grown-ass adult. I have a nice-ass car. I work a good-ass job. I have a fun-ass hobby where I make podcasts with my friends. My bills are paid. Like, I'm still an adult. I'm still a man. I'm a fucking boxer. I'll fight anybody in the world. So like that's just the way fuck it. I'm going to enjoy every aspect of life. Right. Like, I don't know, maybe because I experienced death at a young age.
Yeah.
I just have an appreciation for the fun parts of life, and I just don't let a lot of things stress me out or really bug me.
I'm wondering if that's where that comes from me too. That's weird. I never looked at it from that prism, but yeah.
I mean, you look at a lot of people who are just goofballs, who are just naturally class clowns.
We've all been through fucked up shit.
And it's like, well, we've had that trauma made us realize, like, fuck, this shit sucks. Might as well just make the best of it.
And it's funny because like even when like a lot of the younger kids like ask me about joining the military or anything like that, it's funny because even one of the biggest things I tell them is like, when number one, you can use it as a way to build yourself in a lot of things. And two, it really teaches you that a lot of the stupid, dumb shit that everybody gets so wrapped around the axle about and lets ruin their whole freaking day really is not the worst thing ever. Like, it's not that hard. It's really not.
I have a thing, and it's something I use when I'm like, because I'm a manager at a dealership, right? So like, when I'm managing my staff, and I have one of my sales guys getting really frustrated with something, or maybe they're in a slump or something's bugging, something just annoying them. And I'd be like, yo, is this a right now today problem, or is this a 2-week problem? Because if it's a 2-week problem, you shouldn't be this worked up. And I applied that shit to my life. That was something that I always thought to myself all the time, is this an immediate problem that requires my attention now, or is this a 5-year problem? Is this a 5-year problem? In 5 years, if I ignore this could be something that can go that long, or that's kind of how I decide what do I prioritize, right? Like, my mixer broke. That was a pretty big issue I had. I was like, that's a problem. I started panicking. I was like, we were coming out with an episode, and we were coming out with the season premiere in like a week, and I was like, fuck. Son of a bitch. For the most part, like a lot of things, a lot of stupid little things, I just try to, I don't know. I don't know how I live my life like that. I know a lot of people ask me, like, how are you just not stressed out? And I'm like, 1, pot, 2, there's going to be negative in life no matter what way you cut it. No matter who you are, what part of the world you're in. Fuck, you can grow up being an Eskimo. You're going to have your own, you're going to have your fair share of bullshit to deal with. But there's going to be about 10 times more good things that happen that you can appreciate. And that's just where I try to surround myself with, is those good times, good memories.
I've also tried to, and I can't even say this is something that, I would say it's something I've learned, but I definitely have not perfected, is that I find that when you worry about so much that's outside of your control, like right then, you put on these blinders and you rob yourself of so much of the joy in life that you can be having. And it's weird because, like, I don't know if you've ever felt this way, but like at times there's almost this kind of thing of like, when you have a really good day, it's almost like, fuck, I'm going to pay for this later. Like, I had too good of a day today. I'm going to pay for this later. And you start to, and I'm sure it's an anxiety thing or whatever. And I don't really,
manifestation thing.
It is kind of a manifestation thing. And I'm at the point now where, and I think maybe it's just getting older. I think it's from being alive when I should have died so many times, where it's like, when I have a good day where it's like, all right, like, I have the things I have control over. If the universe is going to screw with me, cool. Like, all right, I'm not going to get myself so psyched out wondering about, well, what the heck stupid thing is going to happen next. Because, like, the stupid stuff is going to happen whether or not I think about it or don't think about it. Are there things I can do to prevent certain stupid shit? Yes. But the stuff that I can't do to prevent anything, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But me having a good day, or, being happy for more than 5 minutes is not going to magically speak that into the universe. It's not how that works. And I've had to teach myself that this is not coming from a standpoint of, other people think this. It's a matter of like, no, I used to feel this way on like a lot. And it's taken me more time to really kind of get past that. So when I see, like, especially these younger kids who just get so wrapped around the axle, and it's so weird because I remember being like 23, 24, 25.
Oh God, if anything happened to you, the world ended. Like, the world was ending. There was like, you're so self-absorbed at that time. And then to any of the young listeners out there, like, you're in your early 20s, maybe in mid 20s, even late 20s. I'm 33. I'm turning 34 this year. And I didn't find this thing that I love, this passion for video making, sound editing, podcasting, just, interacting, networking. I didn't find this passion until I was 29 years old. Actually, 30 years old. It was after my 30th birthday. It was after I met Ellie. Then. And
you told me about this, yeah.
And then, like, so for anybody out there listening who's young and is like, feels like, you just got your back against the wall, things aren't working right, just hang tight. There's so much more to to just experience and do. And it honestly, podcasting was an accident. It started off with me streaming video games. And then I met somebody while playing video games. He was a streamer also. we ended up watching the Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight. And then we were like, we were in a Discord watching it on somebody's stream or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just commentating and people thought we were hysterical. Next thing you know, 2 weeks later, boom, podcast started. And this episode is actually the 100th episode I've ever produced.
Nice. All right.
This is a little milestone for me.
100, bruh.
I'm going to enjoy it. This is it's a personal milestone because, I mean, sports has taught me for years is that to become a master in a craft, you have to put 10,000 hours in. 10,000 hours of practical, practicing, doing it, not just studying, but 10,000 hours of doing it. And it's just cool because I'm at my 100th hour, right? Probably. But my 100th hour to me, it's like, all right, I'm getting there. And I mean, shit. I'm sure if you were to scroll back and try to find your very first episode on your very first.
No, I'm getting me started.
Oh,
Dude,
wow.
I've gone back. I've gone back and I've looked at some of the first ones, and I don't want to say I hate them. And it's weird. I tend to do this a lot. Like, I find it funny when people are like, well, what were you like at this age or that age? I'm like, that kid's dead. And I'm so glad he's dead. Like, that kid's gone. And actually, it's funny. I actually had somebody reach out to me who I knew in high school. And she was like, hey, hon, like, I've seen how all this is blown up for you. I'm very happy for you. I just want you to know, like, 17, 18, 19-year-old you, he was a good man, too. And I liked him. And it wasn't like a, what happened to you? You've changed, so on and so forth. I think it was more of a, don't feel like all of a sudden now you're this worthwhile, cool human being. Like, you were a good dude then. I've seen you grow up. You've definitely grown up a lot. And not so much in like the you were immature as shit, but more in the, I've really come into my own on a lot. And she was like, but I liked that younger kid too. And I was like, oh, well, thanks. I appreciate that.
I know you're being serious here. I'm thinking about all the people I knew in my
the stupid shit that you did as a kid.
It's like, my late teens, 18, 19 year olds. And I meet these people now and I talk to them and I tell them, you kind of brag about your successes a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I did this and this. And you try to make yourself feel a little bit, you try to justify yourself now. It's like, hey.
Yeah, right.
I'm doing a lot of good now.
Yeah.
Those people tell me, like, you're saying like, oh, I like that person too. People are telling me, they're like, thank fucking God you changed. For the love of God. Somebody would have murdered you.
Nice.
And that's
all that either.
Man, like, I was not a smart individual. I was not a smart young man. I was a very gullible young man. I did very stupid things, dangerous things. I hurt people's feelings. I hurt people's physically. I've been hurt physically. So I know karma has gotten me back 10 times out of 10. And dumbass me was like, that's not karma. That's just an accident.
What's that me? I didn't do nothing.
Get hit by a Ford F-450 at fucking 13 years old. That should have been a wake-up call. If there's ever a sign, the people out there in the world, if you are hit by a fucking pickup truck, that's a sign in the universe you need to change yourself.
That's the Ford way of telling you that you need to turn your life around.
Built tough.
Ford, fuck you. But like it's hard. It's hard too because like being 31 now and having friends of mine who are like your age, like 1 or 2 years older, who just did nothing but like just hammer away in their 20s, and they're doing good. But it's funny because they'll almost look at me. They'll be like, "Dude, I'm kind of jealous of you for fucking what?" Because from my perspective, I'm like, "Homie, you got your own house. You're doing this. You got more money than like you know what to frickin' do with. What the fuck are you jealous of me about?" They're like, "Homie, you've got, huh? It really is." And they're like, "Dude, you've gotten to like go here and do this, and you went away to the army, and you have all these experiences, and you have all these stories, and you have all this like life and this and that. And I'm like, okay, well, it's not like you never went anywhere. They're like, yeah, but like, I don't know what this and this and this is like. And, I can kind of really only talk on certain things. And I'm like, okay, well, are you happy? They're like, well, yeah. I'm like, okay, well then, good for you, homie. But that kind of blew my mind for a second. And they were like, I'm jealous of you. I'm like, for fucking what?
I mean, dude, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm jealous of you. You have, and then here's the thing, and this is why I say it's a perspective thing, and this is why, like, I'm jealous of you in a lot of aspects. But obviously, I'm sure you're jealous of me in certain aspects as well. And it's just the perspective you're in and the place you're in and the things that you're looking for at times. And again, this is what I was saying before is that, when you wake, like you said, you start feeling like, oh, I had too good of a day. I'm due for a bad day. Mm-hmm. That bad day's going to come because you're looking for the negative. So when you're chasing, like for me, right? Like I'm chasing a stardom in podcasting and or interview, talk show hosting, whatever the hell it is. Something that's not car sales. But like, I look at you and it's like, you've reached a level of fame that I can't even fathom right now. The fact that, your video, from one of the first episodes that we posted, 20,000 views on our TikTok, it's like, those things feel awesome. And, like when I had Weezy, we had 177,000 views on one TikTok. And I was like, I'm mind blown. I'm going crazy thinking about this. Then I go to your page and it's like, well, 500,000. I'm like, wow, I'm not like, there's levels to this that I'm not even there yet. So yeah, of course, there's.
I get that. I think. I
think like what too is like, honestly, like you meet some awesome creators that like I'm a fan of. Like, I know people that I show to you. I talk about the show frequently to people and try to introduce the show to them. And I bring you up and they're like, oh my God, I watch his stuff all the time. And I'm like, there it is.
Well, he's been on my house. He's napped on my couch.
And my dog's laid. See that video right there? That's my dog.
That's my dog cuddling him.
But no, seriously. I mean,
you wonder who his favorite pit bull is? It's my dog.
But no, like seriously, when you depending on the perspective that you're looking at and what you're the holes in your life that you have, each person individually, somebody's gonna have something that you don't have.
Yeah.
Like, so put it on a smaller spectrum, right? You go to a restaurant and you look at a menu. How many times have you tossed up between 2 or 3 items?
Right.
So you order that item, you commit to it, the plate comes to you, and then somebody walks by with the other thing you were thinking of. You're like, fuck, I wish I got, motherfucker, I wish I got that. Even though your meal is probably just as good. But now it's going to be bad because, and that's just the way I again, my stupid stoner mind, this is how I see perspective in the world. And like, this is why I'm not a jealous husband, right? Like you and Ellie are pretty close. A lot of guys would not be comfortable, like with another, their wife or girlfriend hanging out with a guy, especially a guy who, your stature. You have millions of followers. You're a good looking dude. You're in the military, something that I can never connect to with my wife. But I just don't get jealous because again, it's perspective, right? Like, I don't know. I'm also a little bit of a narcissist.
Well, no, and you know what? And it's funny because we talked about this too. I think that, and it's funny because I guess it really depends on the person, and in all honesty, the age group. I'm starting to see more and more. First off, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Second off, that's kind of like, that's one thing I always liked about you is that you are very much you. You are unapologetically you. You are
so unapologetically me. So unapologetically.
I mean, you are hard. You are unapologetically you also.
Yes.
Don't think I didn't catch that. I caught that.
I can't say the word.
But you are so unapologetically you, but it's also in a way that it's not how do I word it? You don't feel the need to like establish and, hey fuckers, I'm here now, and like grab all these things. You are you do your thing. You are confident without the cockiness. You are just in general, you are a mature in some aspects.
Oh, don't get too out of yourself on that much.
That's why I said in some aspects.
I have a Spider-Man blanket behind me.
Yes, in some aspects. In a lot of aspects. You know what? You're mature in the aspects that matter. I'll put it that way. And I guess the thing that... Oh.
I turned it on. I turned it on and turned it off.
Fair enough.
Because, I mean, we've had conversations off of a podcast, and I kind of put on a show. When the moment the camera goes on me, I can't not be camera version of me. Because in person, we've hung out the entire night. I'm pretty solitary. I'm pretty quiet. I don't talk very often.
Right.
Like, I just hide for a little bit because I save my social battery because I have to use it for my job.
I get that. Yes.
Entertaining you folks at home. So it's very, and I'm sure the same thing for you is like, you're having a day, probably your social battery is empty and you go to you just go to the grocery store and you cut you are. We'll probably think, I mean, shit, we went to Salem, I'm thinking this is like, I was thinking of my brain is like, how would I handle this? Right. Like, because I know I'm not, I hate, no offense to people, but I hate people. Like my favorite thing to do is just people watch. I don't even want to talk or interact. I just want to sit there and just watch social, social studies essentially go on. And like, I don't know, like I watched people come up to you time and time again when we were in Salem, asking for a picture, just and how you're just calm about it, whatever. But I can only imagine when the days when the social battery's empty. How do you not just?
I just. Keep going, but that just made me think of like every single time that would happen, Ellie would just get this look of like, that is my friend, and he is here with us right now. You hear my yo?
She turned into Mama Cub so quick.
Yep.
Like she was like, just like, she saved you because they just kept talking to you, and she's like, I know. Just grabbed you and pushed you away.
I know. She was like, hi, he needs to go. Like, literally, I remember I was like, thank you. Because I don't mind talking to people, but the problem is that like, because I understand that I have this impact on so many people, and there's sometimes I don't know why, like I'm just me, but for one reason or another, I will have that impact on somebody. And so when they have that chance to say like, hey, you've made this impact on me, or you've helped me with this and this and this, I don't want to like cut them off. But at the same time, if we're going somewhere, it's like I'm trying to like see if I can be like, I'm sometimes just getting that word and I'm like, I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy I've helped. I would love to talk and stuff like that. That thing you were just asking, message me on Instagram about that actually, but I do got to get going. But it was so glad to run into you versus Ellie, who's just like, nope, he's mine now. Bye.
And if I'm not gonna say if, when you become that level, when you reach that level of stardom,
I'm trying.
I feel like you just need to. You don't need security. Just bring Ellie along with you.
No, if you think I'm not bringing you and Ellie on tour, you're gonna be like, Ellie's gonna be my sound guy, my PR, my just has security. Ellie, if you think we're not bringing Ellie, you out your mind. There's actually there's an event that I'm doing March 23rd or 24th, something like that. That actually two people that Carly and Aaron.
I don't know.
I think okay, no, Carly.
Aaron, if you follow us, I'm so sorry. You're not in the Discord, so join the Discord.
But Carly and Aaron are going to be helping us out with that. I mean, if I can borrow Ellie for the day, that might not be a bad thing.
Just for security purposes.
Just for security purposes.
But no, so it's funny because like, oh shit, I just lost my entire train of thought.
So hold on, I'll backtrack. So what I was getting on was the whole, you're not insecure, you're not like,
oh yeah.
like, oh, my wife's hanging out with a dude or whatever, and do your thought because I don't want you to lose it again, and then I'll do my thought thing.
Gotcha. So yes, and it's funny because you were saying like you're polite about it, like hey message me, Instagram me, whatever. I have created this persona though of myself because I mean like you said, I'm unapologetically me though. This is who I am. Like I'm loud sometimes when I am feeling social. I'm an animated creature.
Yes, you are.
And I never made it
in a bad way. Not in a bad way.
And it's clear I'm fucking vulgar. I say fuck a lot. So like I feel like if I reach that level of, following and people see me in the streets and want to talk to me, I'm probably not going to be as nice as you. You're like, message me later. Like, I don't believe these people on the Facebook. I got to take a shit. I'm going to shit myself. So like that's, I got to go.
That's what I hate when people are like, oh yeah, no, actually in real life, Adam Sandler's a fucking dick. It's like, first off, I don't know the man. But second off, your piece of evidence is when he's sitting trying to have dinner with his family and you run up to the man and interrupt him during this and this and this. And it's like, that's why I hate the argument of like, well, when celebrities get that big, they give up their right to a private life. I'm like, excuse you? Like, really?
See, I know how to handle this. And I think the problem with celebrities, a lot of these celebrities, I mean, how many of these celebrities that these big names, super names, right? The people like Justin Bieber,
you're Johnny Depp's and you're Justin Bieber. Not that there's anything related between those two. I'm just talking about how many people know them. Your Robert Pattinsons, your Jason Momoa's,
yeah. But so like, here's the thing: has any of them played baseball? I don't think so. And this is just a weird. I'm just connecting the dots here again. Smoking brain, right?
I would love to hear where this is going.
Right? What do baseball players eat? Sunflower seeds. Every baseball player I know on the face of the planet loves sunflower seeds. Follow me on this rap. Follow me down this train here, right? You never really played baseball, right?
I played baseball.
You did? You eat sunflower seeds then? You're like, it's probably like more of your life.
Sometimes.
Like, I have a bag of sunflower seeds in the house at all times. Like, I don't eat it all the time, but I just have, just in case when I want them. And when I want them, it's like I eat the whole bag.
Okay.
These famous people just need to carry around sunflower seeds. Like, I thought that's the first thing, right? I have paparazzi, right? And I'm just doing...
Okay, I see what you're getting at. I was like, how? What dot
so
is he trying to connect? And then I'm like, okay, wait, this makes sense now.
That's what I'm saying. And it's a polite way. It's like, I'm just eating sunflower seeds. Get the fuck out of my way. It'll at least create a barrier of safety because, one, it's not rude to spit out sunflower seeds. Some people be like, spit it in a bottle
or whatever, yeah.
No.
Like a chewing tobacco kind of thing.
I'm reuniting the seed with earth. So we're just see now I'm a eco-conscious celebrity, right?
You're accusing me to eco-conscious, not ego-conscious.
I'm just saying, you're covering all platforms. You're creating a nice safety net between you and the paparazzi.
Fair enough.
Because here's the thing: like I saw what happened with Tom Hanks and his wife. Man, somebody trip up Ellie. I'm swinging on him. If not, Ellie hasn't swung on them already.
What happened with Tom Hanks and his wife?
This happened like a few years ago. Like, paparazzi got like so aggressive trying to get near them. Like, they bumped into her wife and like almost knocked her over and stuff like that.
Oh, motherfucker.
I was like, I wouldn't be yelling.
Punched. You gonna get knocked the fuck out. I don't even have a wife, and you about to get knocked the fuck out.
Bitch, I am rich. I got lawyers. We'll handle this shit out of court. I don't gotta fucking deal with this shit.
I got lawyers. My lawyers got lawyers. They sue each other just sometimes just because they're bored.
Like, this is why I can't. I should be famous, but I can't. I'm not allowed to be rich because I'm supposed to do reckless shit, like spit sunflower seeds at the public. Like,
right. I mean, hey, it worked. Oh, it worked great for like the Paul brothers. So they're rich and obnoxious as fuck. As far as I'm aware. Oh, are they not like that anymore?
I mean,
or not as much rather.
Characters, bro. I mean, it's characters, it's personas. That's why do you think Logan Paul fits so well in wrestling? It's because he's used to creating a villain persona. When I could play the bad guy very easily on the internet and have enough hate that I become famous. I just not the approach I want to take.
Yeah, I forget that aspect sometimes, especially within the YouTube world. It's essentially playing that character, but playing that character out and about in public. So
yeah, it's never leaving the persona. I mean, like I've seen enough interviews because I've listened to Impulsive 1,001 times, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes you break that character because you just get caught up in conversation, and he's not like a piece of shit dude. I mean, for example, let's use Patrick Mahomes' brother, Jackson Mahomes. He's a content creator. He's a lot of negative aspect from him. He actually has a assault on a woman charge, which I'm not condoning his actions with that. I'm just saying that just because he's in the limelight and does a lot of these stupid things, when during the shooting of the the Kansas City Chiefs when they had the parade.
Mm-hmm.
There was a shooting. He apparently, again, I can't confirm the sources.
Oh, was one of the dudes that went and tackled the shooter?
No, he was like trying to help kids find their parents and just. If you're a real piece of shit person, you're not doing that kind of stuff. No. Now, again, I can't confirm it, but if that is true, like, you can't. Granted, yeah, like maybe the guy made a mistake and did something stupid, but it doesn't change. It doesn't change your character.
Man, I can get that. I think it's weird because it's like, I don't know, like you've been with me when I'm out and about in public, and you've been with me, in the real world. And I wouldn't say that there's so much of like a difference or like a character that I personify. I'm just me. There's the maybe more centered and focused version of me, and maybe not the as wild and rowdy side of me. But
yeah, you're pretty consistent across the board. I know I flip flop tremendously just because I bring so much energy sometimes that it just drains me, and I need like an hour to recoup that energy.
Well, and I wouldn't even say that's flip flopping. That's just your social battery running out. Like it's not like you have to put on the face of or the mask of energetic Zaga. Like there's high energy Zaga, but
it's an art.
True, but I think we all do though. Like there's plenty of times where I'm fucking tired. I don't want anybody to fucking talk to me, and then they do. And I put on the mask of like, "Hi, how are you?" No, I'm totally fine. How are you? What's going on? So I get that.
I mean, like for me, like dude, like when we met with the wedding coordinator on Saturday, this past Saturday, and like I knew that I can't show up in my normal attire. I can't act like my normal self. I can't rock my hat the way I rock it. I can't. Talk the way
or your wedding or talking to the wedding coordinator?
Or talking to the wedding coordinator.
Why not?
Got to be a little bit more professional. Got to be a little bit more.
It's your damn wedding.
Yeah, it's different when you're brown, man. It really is.
That's not funny. That's not funny because
it's true.
It's not funny. It's more that how did I know that you were going to say that shit? I knew that they were going to say it. I don't know why.
It's true though, man. Like I know that I'm halfway, but
I really wish you were wrong. I really wish you were wrong, but depending on who you talk,
like it's really annoying because like, dude, like I realize I work in sales. There's some people I have to come up to. Hi, how are you today? Welcome to Leah Hyundai. How can I help you today? There's some people like, yo, what's up, man? How you doing? What's happening? And that's just like how I am naturally. Like I'm. It was so. Oh my god, this happened to a couple of reps. Ali, if you're watching. Shout out, because I know I told you about the show. I did the Dave Chappelle thing by accident, and I didn't realize I did it. So Ali is he's a brown boy, and I said goodbye. I dapped him up.
Right.
Michelle, she is not of the brown culture. She's Caucasian, Italian, and I shook her hand. And I
is it the Dave Chappelle thing, or is it the Key and Peele thing where The thing where he where like Barack Obama when like he met certain people and whatever, and he's like, "How are you?
My brother.
How are you, bro? Started from the bottom, and now we're here."
Yes, that's it. I did exactly that, and then
all right, I guess
I the worst part was I called it out. I was like, I just did the Key and Peele thing. I did the Imam thing. Sorry. But it happened.
Fair enough.
Like,
I guess
that's like the little mask stuff that I have to be conscious of doing. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
It's weird.
Yeah, it definitely can be. And like, it's weird, especially on my end. Like it.
Do you ever wish you're brown? I can't believe I just asked that. Just naturally.
So
wish you were brown.
I wouldn't really say that I wish I was.
It's okay to say no. It's okay to say, because I know that like it's like, how do you answer this without sounding like a
no? Well, it's not even that. It's a matter of like, well, no, it's not. It's not even that. It's a matter of like, you know, if you snap my fingers and all of a sudden like I was the, if I was like that version of me, or if I was like the Asian version of me or whatever, I'd be like, okay, cool. Like, all right.
If you were Asian, it'd be really concerning to hear you with your voice coming out of an Asian man.
There's Southern Asians or people of Asian descent that are born or spend a lot of time in the South.
I don't know. As somebody who as part of the Asian culture,
You've never seen one. I know.
I never seen one.
All right.
I never seen one. I did see a Japanese person with a French accent. That was really confusing.
Surprised. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that was in Rush Hour 3. That's where I saw that.
Well, you'd be surprised.
Speak Chinese. Chris Sucker slapped the guy. Stop speaking French. It's a China. You Chinese, speak Chinese. Oh, God, that's fucking terrible.
But yeah. No, and like so I guess what I was getting at is that like it's especially like it sucks because like looking the way I look and talking the way I talk, like I'm not complaining, but the one thing that I will definitely say, you know what, I'll use this as an example. When I was living in Washington for the longest time, I did armed private security here and I did armed private security there. Now, everything that I've been told about Washington was generally not on the positive side of things.
Lots of drugs.
That wasn't, no, that part very much was true. That part is very much true. That part is very much true. More culture-wise, they were like, hey, bud, I'm just going to tell you, they ain't going to like you. I'm like, okay, well, y'all don't freaking like me here, so what's the difference going to be? And when I got to Washington, it was cool because it was like, at least where I was doing like private security in like Tacoma, Seattle, here, there, and you know me, I'm just me. I'm polite, I'm respectful, I can talk to almost anybody, and people from like every walk of life and shade and shape and this and that, they were just like, oh, you're actually like cool to talk to. I was like, thank you, I appreciate that. Versus like here, it's people look me up and down and they're like, oh, cool, I already assumed this and this about you. I don't like you. I already don't like you. And then I thought it was going to be even worse over there. And then when I got over there, I'd like just talk to people for some reason, and that, or whether it was for work or this reason or that reason. And people were kind of like, oh, you're actually kind of cool. Like, I like you. Like all the stupid shit. They'd have like that initial impression. And then when they actually like heard me speak and actually like talked to me for more than 30 seconds, they were like, oh, that initial impression was wrong. Okay, cool. And like a lot of people just don't care about that dumb shit. They don't.
Like dude, like we've gone over how us actually meeting even came about because of the fact I was scrolling on TikTok. I saw a cowboy in a Jeep and I scrolled faster than I ever scrolled in my life because that's just not, I mean, I'm the guy that's going to watch videos about video games, Marvel, movies, hip hop, stuff like that, New York City, all those kinds of things. So I see a cowboy, I'm like, that's like, I hate country. We've been to a line dance.
We've talked about this.
We've been to a place where they do line dancing. How I just looked there and I was like, damn, this is not, no. It's a hard no.
It was a fun time still. Come on.
Good jokes came out of that.
There was good jokes that came out of it. No, where the fuck is he? The little sign that.
Where the fuck is Tony?
Yep.
Right there.
Or like,
I just love the only pain on my face. I'm staring at people dancing. You just see my face.
Well, I think it was only fair considering that you panned in on my ass.
It's America's ass.
That's America's ass.
It is. They own you.
They do. There is a piece of paper called my enlistment contract that says that America owns my ass. So,
exactly. That's America's ass.
I do. It is America's ass.
There's money right there in that booty.
America is very flat, non-defined, not a whole lot.
You have such a white boy butt. It's not.
I do. No, I do. But hey, here's the thing. I'm a scout. My specialty is reconnaissance and stealth.
If you're laying down,
what? Yeah. Oh, dude.
If you're laying down, can't see a tongue.
Exactly.
No hills and valleys.
I'm in a creeping position. There ain't no sudden like that you're going to.
No, there ain't no hills and valleys.
There ain't no hills and valleys. Nope. I'm nice and
below sea level. Mariana, trench in that motherfucker. You have with a backwards ass. Your backwards ass. That shit concave. It just looks like having ass. It's an optical illusion. It's that curved inside. It's like
There's a black hole in there. It goes the other way. If you shine a flashlight, you'll notice it starts pulling light in its direction. That's why I wear dark jeans. No,
Your ass looks like what your ass looks like is we need to find a fucking basketball, like a bike pump, and pump that shit up real quick. Just deflated. I've never seen a fucking a 30-year-old man with a 80-year-old's ass.
Well, the funny thing is that everyone's like, oh, that would get fixed if you do leg day. I do leg day. All right. For some reason, it is harder and takes longer to build muscle in my legs and in my non-existent badonkadonk than it does the rest of me. All right.
I naturally have a nice booty. I'm just fortunate. Wearing suits.
I generally keep our contact up here, so I haven't really checked, but I'll believe you.
I'll show you next time.
Okay.
I'll wear some nice shorts for you. Just for you.
Oh, that basketball shorts are looking real nice on you. Just throwing that out there.
You got to be careful talking like this. Nick's going to watch the episode, and he's going to give more ideas on how he can sexually expose you. Like, I'm just going to make molds of every part of him. He still wants
sexually expose. Yeah.
Yes. Just expose all parts of you to the sexual deviants out there.
Yeah, $10,000 per hand. Final offer.
Listen. We know who the fuck y'all are. We know it because our episodes are consistent with views, and when he comes on, we know who the deviants are. Y'all deviants, and if you're not a deviant, you follow the podcast.
So wait, y'all talked about this, right? Like taking, what was it? You want to take casts of my hands?
Yes.
All right.
You're gonna make little plaster molds so you can, like, the phone holders, right?
Yeah.
We can do a open grip, a closed grip, however, whatever.
Okay, listen. Listen.
We'll have one.
Go ahead.
I'll say if you pay for an extra cost, you can have opposable fingers, and then you can have any gesture of compensation.
Now, again, I am not entirely opposed to this idea. However, I understand my worth, and I stand by my statement. $20K per hand.
That's what we're going to charge. It's $299.99 for the first hand. The hand you get half off. You buy the full set. You buy one get one half off.
Right.
The opposable fingers, like I said, that's a little extra charge. It's $8.99.
That's gonna be a little bit extra.
It's $8.99. Because we use, like, realistic gel is what we're going to use too.
How would they even be opposable though?
It's very easy. You just put wiring in it, and then
good point.
And the gel.
Good point.
Nick and I have really talked about this extensively. How we would
have you actually?
How we would no.
Okay.
This is me just winging off an idea, and I was like, you know what? I could probably make $1 million off of his hands
if I work real hard.
Probably make $1 million off of your hands. Definitely,
possibly. And you know what? And that's fine as long as the total cost is $2 million, and I get the other half because they're my fucking hands.
And then we'll have, like, the snuggle buddy, like the pillow, and we'll just have we'll
that would be interesting. Oh, my dad.
I was gonna call it a snunkle, but then that just sounds really awkward.
I'm very glad you caught that, because the second that came out of your mouth, I was like, bro, think real hard on this for a minute, and you'll see why maybe this ain't the best idea ever.
For those with the trauma, I'm sorry.
So it's funny because my dad, first off, like, my dad has, because we did a Patreon episode, whereas myself, my mama, my sister, we all sat down and kind of talked about things. And my dad has never been on a video, but you can hear him in the background of one of mine when we were fixing the door. And people loved my dad. And it's funny because, like, my dad is this hardworking, just a little bit shorter than me, like, diesel mechanic who's been a diesel mechanic for like 30-something years now or whatever, and he's just an awesome man. No one on this planet has made me laugh like my dad has. Like, his sense of humor is amazing, and he has no fucking filter sometimes. And he'll be like, well, bud, if you don't, the shirts and the hoodies, great. Body pillows. Get some body pillows. I guarantee you people will buy them up pretty quick. You're saying an Uncle Copper body pillow. How would sell out real quick. It's just throwing it out there.
I'm saying.
It's weird. Because it's weird. I noticed it wasn't until like about the past year that people have pointed out things that I do. And they're like, damn, you get that from your dad. I'm like, what do you mean? And I've noticed, like, every now and again, I catch myself doing it where I'll be like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have probably said that. That was probably a bad idea. I'm like, oh, my God, that comes directly from my dad.
Dude, Ellie says I do the same things. Like, I do so many of the same things my father does, and it's weird. Like, when I lay on the couch, I have a pillow on my chest. I guess my dad does that, too. The way my dad puts his hands on his hips when he's, like, waiting for something, I guess I do the same pose. It's just weird stuff that I do just like the way my dad does.
I think mine, a lot of it is like the idioms and stuff like that I do, or like certain, like the kind of like voices for certain things or stuff like that. It wasn't until like friends in my life really started like spending time around my family more with me and my dad. They're like, oh my God, dude, you do so much stuff that your dad does. And I'd be like, wait, what? And then I actually started looking for it, and I was like, oh shit, I do act like you a lot sometimes.
Yeah, that's I get my my character more pretty much from my father. Like, that's just how I am. He's the same type of animated version, but at the same time too, is like when he wants his goddamn peace and quiet, he wants his goddamn peace and quiet. So I feel you on that.
I think I have a lot of things from both my mom and my dad. And then it's funny because whenever people meet my mom, they're like, you literally look exactly like your mom.
Oh, I got my mom's temper. I got my mom's
temper.
That's what I got. Well, I guess my dad got a temper too. Maybe I just have anger problems in my family. But my
not anger problems, just overworked pressure valves.
Yeah, that's how we'll word it.
That makes everything better.
Listen, my therapist said that I don't need therapy, so
I ain't got one of them yet. So I
feel like that was the polite way of my therapist saying, "You're too far fucking gone, buddy. You don't need it because there's nothing that's gonna help you."
So I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with you. I'm just saying that I don't think I can help you.
Nope. He was just like, no, you're doing everything. You're doing everything that you could.
Oh, all right.
You don't need therapy.
May God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, it was because like he was like, well, how do you like when this stuff happens? How do you handle it? I'm like, I usually try to find a solution, and then I just don't make it a big deal anymore. I just try to do it again. Like, it's not, I don't know. Like,
right.
Like, I guess I'm not like your typical therapy patient though. Like, I mean,
right.
Like, I've learned how to cope with all my bullshit for years. So like, I have found ways that work, and I just do. I've learned finding a creative outlet helps the most.
Yeah. Dude, that's what TikTok was. TikTok was. Yeah.
Anytime, like, I'm assuming like you were feeling like you were just annoyed or something like that, you'd find, or something happened, you would find a way to be creative with your videos, or you edit a video or something like that, and yeah, you feel a little better.
Yeah, kind of. Mine was I had essentially had such a roller coaster of a year. When it went up, it went up. When it went frickin' down, it went frickin' down. And I just started as like a creative outlet while I figured out what I was going to do next. And then it blew up. And even then, like, I think what a lot of people don't understand is that 2.2 million followers does not equate to $2.2 million. Like, that's not how that works out. Like, it's not YouTube money. That ain't how that works out. And like, we're doing okay, but a lot of it it's been a lot of adjustment, a lot of highs, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of struggles that come with it. And then granted, I think a lot of that is that for me, it's been a different way of doing things. I'm so used to Like, I'm a blue-collar boy. Like, give me the thing to do.
Structure.
Not even just so much the structure. It's the give me the thing. Tell me that this needs to get done. I clock in, bang out the thing. I will do overtime until the thing is done. I will do this. I will do that. I will work it. But it's a physical thing that, like, you give me this thing to do, and I will do the hell out of it. With all this, it's hard because it's just a different mindset of you can do something that takes you all of 5 minutes, and it blows the fuck up. You can conceptualize and be creative and do this and this and take something that takes you 3 hours that no one fucking saw. So, yep. And then sometimes it's very much the opposite. And for me, it's like I haven't been on the Patreon for a little bit. Granted, school has taken up a lot of my schedule now. But even that's what I was talking about back in the beginning. And even my mother and I have talked about this, where she's like, well, honey, I think you've gotten so much in your own head of, yeah, well, this is dumb. And yeah, well, this is dumb. And she's like, you started this by just talking about a bunch of different shit. Like, that is still an option. You can still, like, do that. People want to hear that from you. I'm like, all right, well, yeah, you're not wrong. But I think that's the problem, is that we get so wrapped around the axle of,
oh, yeah.
What,
100%.
Yeah, what, like we did this, but now we're here, which means we can't do any more of this. And it's like, well, no, that's how you screw yourself over. Like,
well, yeah, I definitely relate to that. 'Cause, look at what I've done with this podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went from just, the shows were strictly based on interviewing people and asking weird questions, and it's grown to so much more. But I think it's a sense of growing and learning your style and learning what to do, what not to do. And I think that's the thing as an artist, because, we're, in a sense, we're artists in our own sense because we're creating entertainment in the form. I'm not really an artist because
I think it's any form of being a creative, is that
I don't know, man. I see people paint some stuff and I'm like, yeah, I ain't doing that shit. This is not as good as that.
Well,
quality,
I think part of it is that it's not so much, and everybody has them affect them differently. Like, there's the more video edit, skit, like, type stuff that I do.
Transition stuff, yeah.
Yeah, there's like the transition edit type stuff. There's like the skits where I play all the characters in them and stuff like that. And those are not what I normally do. Like, there's a few of those, but I don't do a whole lot of them. Sometimes they blow up. Sometimes I don't do much. I remember someone being like, okay, well, bro, like, but you do so much different stuff on there. Like, just stick to one thing. I'm like, no. Like, it's a creative
and that's a problem as a creative too, because once you get the taste of it, you want to try all these different options. I mean, shit, I'm about to start my own fucking. I'm about to do a sports podcast completely separate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and you just try to experiment and try to see what you're comfortable with. What are you maybe because, like you said, if you never did that, how do you know if it's gonna work or not?
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, I have so many ideas for so much different shit. The only reason I haven't done it yet is lack of, like, resources to do so.
I feel you.
Oh yeah,
I have
that's the biggest thing that drives me crazy, is that, like, it's not a matter of like, oh, what would I even do? And I'm like, I can literally describe to you right now exactly how I would film this, how I would do this, how I would do that, what the soundtrack would be, what I would have for this, how I would record this, how I would do this and this and this. But it's like, but I don't have a camera that can do that, and I also only have me, and I don't have the ability to do shit.
Yep. I mean, shit, you know, I have fucking screenplays that I'm ready to film and get done. I have stories that I'm not good at writing, so I can be creative and talk to you and try to paint the picture and try to do all that, but to put it on paper, I freeze up. My creative mind melts. But if I had a pen and paper, I could draw like weird diagrams and just, I can, like I said, I can paint the picture of what I want. But like you said, like just lack of research. Like I have a camera, but I don't have the proper equipment with the camera to do what I need to do.
Right. I think with me is, go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead. But,
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
so I was like, I got wireless fucking microphones that I can't even fucking use because I don't have time or people or shit to just fucking lighting. That's one of the hardest things to fucking do.
Yeah.
Lighting is a bitch.
So much of what I want to do, or so many of like the ideas I've had, are like lighting, which I just don't have the ability to do the shit that I want to do it. I can picture it perfectly, and like,
too.
mm-hmm.
$300 for fucking lights.
Mm-hmm.
This is not what Thomas Edison envisioned. But no, I mean, I get it. Like, so like for me, like I wanted to make, remember I told you I had a whole idea for a set to record the show on, and I just don't have the resources. I mean, I priced it out. It was going to cost me almost $5,000 to $6,000 that I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Just for a fucking room to record a show on. Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta spend that
it's hard. I mean, for me, I think like music is kind of like that for me, in that music is something that I've always loved. I've always been. I have a very cinematic and soundtrack mind. Like I don't just like have these vague little concepts. Like I can build in my head, specifically to music. Like a lot of times whenever I listen to a song, I'm building the music video for it in my head.
I do the same shit.
Yep.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
Fucking Mike Posner came out with an album, and I forgot what it was called. Mike Posner came out with an album, and I literally, so backtrack on the fucking album. The album's called A Real Good Kid, and the very first track, he tells you this album is meant to be listened to in its entirety, so please take the 45 minutes or the hour, whatever it was, and listen to it in its entirety. I was like, you know what? I think we were driving from Tennessee still. And so I listened to the whole thing, and as I'm driving, like late at night, or like it's like early morning, whatever it was, you had that nice dawn, dusk look in the sky. And like now I'm envisioning how this song, what scene this would be for. I made a whole ass movie in my head of this soundtrack, and I'm actually talking to somebody about trying to make it. It'll be obviously I can't profit on it because I have to cut Mike Posner the entire fucking fee for the whole movie. So be a fan film, but this would be the entire soundtrack is what that would be. It would just be that whole album put into a movie. So I get exactly what you're saying.
Nice. That's almost like what does that make me think of? Oh, when they did the anime based off Daft Punk's One More Time album. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. How my brain.
And they used to do that for a lot of shit. That was from like the oh god, what is that movie? It's the one I don't think the name of the movie was Heavy Metal. It was something metal. Was it Heavy Metal? The one where literally it's all the different songs, and it's essentially like all these different like stories and animations that were done by all these different studios. But like I remember that era too, where like most of the music videos for certain things was either like it was its own little like animation of something, and it was like either from a movie directly, and they would just cut out the dialogue when they actually like showed the music video on like VH1 or whatever. Sometimes they kept it in, and like yeah, it was almost Don Bluth-esque. A lot of it. It wasn't Don Bluth directly, but it was very Don Bluth-esque. And the second you said that reminded me of it, because yeah, you used to see that happen a lot, where the whole album had a movie of the album. And
is it me, or like has music really lost its touch in movies? Because I feel like in like the early 2000s, like or the like 2003, 2004. Think about all the teen movies we watched as kids. Think about like all like Blink-182 songs that were tied to American Pie, and like there were certain like Scotty Doesn't Know from Eurotrip, right? Like I hear a song now and I immediately relate it to a movie, right? Like Titanic.
Yes, but here's the problem. I think that the reason why, and I don't know if this is a copyright thing or just more directors wanted to not do this kind of thing, but I think part of it has to do with back then, you could let a song, like a popular song, sometimes it was written for the movie, sometimes it was just a popular song that everybody already knew, but they let it run in the background of like an entire scene, right?
It's probably a royalty thing.
I think that it was a change in like royalties and copyright, because I know exactly what you're talking about. You could have like the whole chase sequence would be to a Blink-182 song, and there'd be the parts where like the music would go down as they were having like dialect, and it would pick right back up, and they would like cut certain parts of the song so that it wasn't the whole song in its entirety exactly, but you would hear that song and you think of the chase scene from this movie or the party scene from this movie. And they didn't play the whole entire song, but pretty close.
Like,
and I think
the stupid Tokyo Drift song that I wonder if you know.
Yeah.
Like, they only played that.
Even if you never saw the Fast and Furious movies, you know the dun 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 dun, dun. Like everyone's heard that at some point.
Like, music was immediately like, side by side with a movie, and I feel like I haven't had a song like that. Like, you know what I'm seeing is like shit from back then, like Interstellar. Like, you hear that piano, everyone knows it's Interstellar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just put that just clicked in my fucking head.
I really wondered. I wonder why too on that one. I'm not entirely sure why. I think it might just have to be with like a copyright or like royalties.
Music just got really shitty. I think music got really bad. Think about that, dude. Like, I mean, we're both millennials, bro. Like, we listen probably the same shit that we listened to when we were fucking 15 years old and 18 years old.
This is very true.
Over and over and over again.
This is very true.
All the new music samples all that music from fucking the 2000s and 90s.
Or earlier. Yeah. I've really never thought of it that way, but I think part of it
punk rock needs to come back. That's what it is then.
Oh, punk rock hands down needs to fucking come back. I'm sorry, that has never been a question. Punk rock has never not needed to fucking come back. And I'm gonna piss some people off here, and I don't care. MGK.
Boy, you best watch your goddamn mouth. God damn it.
Hold on. What, you want to fight about this later, son?
We'll argue about this one.
All right. So let me finish my sentence, and then we can decide whether or not you and I are going to have a boxing match when I come out of the house next. All right? I'm not saying that his whole punk rock era, don't get me wrong, I like a lot of stuff from his like punk rock era that he's doing now. But I just don't think it's enough to start bringing punk rock back into the limelight of things, if that makes sense.
Well, I think the problem is that MGK is a rapper, right?
Yes.
So when he started doing all this punk rock stuff, other rappers started really dabbling with it too, and it just wasn't good quality stuff. Even Lara Levine came back. Paramore came out with a new album. I think things started.
Dude, I remember that too, and I was like, "What year is it?"
It's brewing, and we owe it just to Travis Barker. I thought you were about to talk shit about MGK. I was going to say that his albums, it made me feel like I was back in 2000 fucking 11.
Oh no, that's what I loved about like, and again, like I still don't know why I have to constantly fucking say this, but I hate when people are like, yeah, well, he's a piece of shit for this and this. Or I'm like, I didn't say I liked him as a person. I said I like the fucking music. Calm down, please.
Michael Jackson might have touched them kids, but Billie Jean is a fucking bop. You know what I found funny? You know what I find funny is that in this cancel culture world that we have now, the whole history and controversy surrounding Michael Jackson's coming back with a fucking like with a passion. Like, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like, he did some amazing things for music. I just find it funny how amongst all the controversy that these kids who would cancel anyone like him nowadays are now big fans of him. It's like, all right, kids, whatever. I mean, because it's like, whether you like it or not, whether you like Kanye or not, he's arguably one of the greatest producers in hip-hop history. Mm-hmm. All of history. He's probably the top five, one of the greatest. Mm-hmm. Despite what he says, despite what he believes, despite how he treats his children or his ex-wife, I can care less. He makes good music in his craft. I'm not here to listen to his music because of his character. If that was the case, I wouldn't have gotten a Harry Potter tattoo. I don't give a fuck about J.K. Rowling. She's a terrible human being.
Mm-hmm.
She is a multi-billionaire. So whether or not that I go to the Wizarding World, it's not going to, if I don't go, it's not going to affect her pocket. And I get it. If the masses do it, the masses won't, because the masses are stupid. The public is stupid. Everyone is stupid. When you put us all together, they said it in Men in Black. A person is smart. People are dumb.
I have not thought of that quote in a very long time, but you're not wrong. Yeah,
it's true.
And I think part of it is that, and even going back to the music thing, I think it's a sign of the times when the stuff that we grew up with is starting to get popular again, because it's almost like,
except for R. Kelly, he can. That's one guy that I can't stand that motherfucker.
No, yeah, I see what you're getting at. Yeah,
he married Aaliyah when she was 13 years old. I think that we're done there.
Have a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. But Ignition is so goddamn
lot of it. But I think that's another thing that like people don't. And I've said this 100 times again. I've said it 100 times. I've said it a million times. People do not know how to do a happy medium, right? Because yes, there was a lot of people all the way over here who, yeah, they were popular, but they did some fucked up shit, right? And they were allowed to continue to keep doing fucked up shit. So the opposite of that must be, the second someone does fucked up shit, like, you have to not buy their music, not do this, not do that, do everything to drive everything they are into the fucking ground. And it's like, okay, well, both of these are not necessarily the right answer. How about we find something in the middle? But we as just human beings, especially Americans, sorry, not sorry, don't like the middle, because the middle requires thinking. That's too hard.
Dude, and I preach this all the time, even in politics. And those of you who have ever watched enough of me, I don't talk politics because I hate politics. I hate it with passion. But look at America with that. It's either you're left or it's either you're right. There's no in the middle. And you have someone like me who's an independent, that shit frustrates the shit out of me, because I see good on both sides. I see bad on both sides. And that's the problem with America. It's at the world, bro. It's either you're one or the other. It's either you're Beyonce or Taylor Swift. It's either you're fucking Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. There's no.
Well, so I will say this much. I don't think that with that many people that it's one or the other. It's the loudest ones and the people that are making the biggest issue about it that you have to be one way or the other. I think that if you talk to most people, like most people out and about, we all kind of are in roughly the same boat of like, yeah, this part I like, this part I don't. I'm not hardcore, either way on one or the other. And even if they are hardcore on one way or the other, they're like, oh, you're not. All right. But yeah. It's not, it's the loud minority. Yes, it's the loud minority as opposed to the
I'll even say
majority.
It's even fucking leaked its way into fucking the video game world. You have the purists, the people who love Call of Duty, and the people who hate Call of Duty. Think about Marvel too. How many people fucking shit on this Marvel movie stuff? This thing was terrible.
And they can at each other about it too.
They'll attack each other on TikTok.
Yeah. And it's like, first off, real quick, y'all spent money to go watch the movie, right? Okay, so whether you like it or hate it, they got their money. So that's number one. Number two, what is it? Do any of y'all work for the writing staff or executive producers or this and that? No?
Yeah.
Okay, so you realize that the outcome of this conversation is not going to change what they're going to do with their next movie? Like, we do know this, right?
Oh, yeah. Because if the masses do bitch enough, they can change the studio. What happened with Sonic? They saved Sonic.
I don't know how that whole thing went down. So,
oh my god! So what happened with that was originally they the studio released images of what Sonic the hedgehog would look like in the movie.
Oh, like a weird, realistic, furry.
Yeah, it didn't look like him. And so the fans rioted. People were freaking out. Or it was like the trailer came out. So they canceled the movie for the time being, redid the entire movie with a new animation and made it look like the original Sonic, and then everyone loved it. And that shows people have power against the rich. It's just we have to band together, and we will never do that. Unless it's, our childhood, because you don't fuck with Sonic.
Don't fuck with my childhood.
Never fuck with the millennial and his goddamn nostalgia.
Yeah, right. No kidding.
All we have, god damn it.
That's all we have. Well, so and I'm curious on this because I remember Ellie put out the video where she was like, Gen Z, why are you guys so mean or whatever? And I was like, what do you mean? When is Gen Z mean? And I don't know what your opinion is on this, but I find it funny how, and granted, I know that every generation gets shit on, bitched about, so on and so forth by the last one. But I'm sorry, I have never given a damn whether Gen Z finds me cool or not. Am I like alone in that? Like, I don't really.
I mean, I don't give a fuck who likes me and who doesn't. I'm gonna be like you said, I'm unapologetically me. So like that's true. It's a true statement. I don't care if you love me, you love me. That's cool. I really appreciate it. If you don't, and I'm not your cup of tea, that's cool. I don't like mustard and pickles. A lot of people do. And that's just the way I look at it. It's fine. Like,
Yeah. I think that's another thing, though.
I prefer egg rolls over fucking French fries. Like, that's just my fucking preference. Mm-hmm. Somebody don't like me for me, it's fine. Don't bother me.
Fair enough. But, I mean, granted, at the same time, I also don't get that stuff because I hate whether it's, what would you even call that? Because, like, it's racism, sexism, ageism, classism, generationalism.
But I will say, if Gen Z really loves what I put out there and what I do, I totally care about what Gen Z thinks of me. I definitely care more.
Well, I think my thing is like I don't really care what generation someone is from. For the most part, I think there's little things where I'll like talk about Nickelodeon, and they'll be like, "What's Nickelodeon?" And I'll be like, "Young men." I actually had this happen with all my soldiers. And I was like, "Yeah, watching this and this and this, Nick at Night." Someone's over. He goes, "What's Nickelodeon?" And I was like, "Young man, come here." He goes, "What?" I'm like, "Come here. Your homework assignment is that you are going to go look up Hey Arnold, Rugrats," and I like start naming off all these Nickelodeon shows, right? And I'm like, and even if you don't like any of them, that's fine. But the fact that you don't even know that these exist hurts my heart.
There's people out there that don't know rocket power. Dude, my little brother, my brother's 16 years old. He asked me, what was it like growing up in the 1900s? I was like, boy, let's get the fuck out of my face. Fuck your ass up. Knock your ass at the early 1900s. I swear to God.
That shit right now, I can tell you right now, can fuck off. Like, I've heard that too. It'll be like, so growing up, like, in the late 1900s, I'm like, it's the fucking 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s. Listen, when we come back around to the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s again, then you can start saying shit like the late 1900s. But it's still the 90s, and then we're all going to know what we're talking about with the 90s. It's not like we're in 2090 and we got to ask which one it is.
It is complete bullshit. We're 4 years into the 20s, and I haven't been to one fucking, gala, or I haven't been to one Gatsby-style party. It's bullshit. Where's the swing dancing? Where's the swing dancing?
I agree. It is the 20s again, and we ain't doing any 20 shit. That pisses me off. Granted,
we are
prohibition part. We don't got to do the prohibition part again. That part can.
I'll say we're in a depression, so that we're following these good ideas.
Yes, not wrong. You're not wrong at all. So, you're very right. We are in a depression again. The 20s are just a bad time.
Wait. Maybe these 20s aren't the economic depression, but it's just the personality depression, emotional depression. That it's hitting.
We went through the Great Depression. Oh, was cost of living in the stock market? No, it was the Great Crippling Depression.
It was the anxiety that started
my anxiety. Back in the 20s, during the age of anxiety.
It's not going to be a prohibition of alcohol. It's going to be a prohibition of antidepressants.
Oh, shit.
I'm telling you, that's what it is.
Oh, God. But no, we haven't done it. Like 20 shit has not come back at all. And
I know. It's
frustrates
bullshit.
I want to be able to walk around in a 3-piece goddamn suit and not be looked at like I'm dressed up to go somewhere nice. How about it's Sunday?
Right.
How about that?
God, where's the feathers? Where's the pearls?
Yeah, right. Where's
the
swing dance clubs? Where's the swing dance clubs?
I would so actually
I would go to a swing dance club in a goddamn heartbeat.
I love the music.
Mm.
I actually found modern swing music.
Yep,
and
swing house.
Yeah,
Like you just think even like if you did a like a swing dance bar, right? Even if you played swing house, didn't play like the old music, you did swing house, I'd be fine with that. I would be fine with it.
You got to keep with the.
You could do the modern day version of it and the modern day so and so forth of it and do swing house music and make shuffling and shit like that cool again.
That's what I'm saying. God, make the dollar mean something.
I don't know why that was so funny. Just look on your face and the way it came out, make the dollar mean something. All I heard was like Sarah Laughlin in the background.
Sure. Oh my God.
For $1 a day, you can help another swing dance bar be made in America.
Seriously. It makes me fear what the 30s are going to bring. I don't even know what happened in the 30s in America.
The 30s were
sad.
Well, no, I wouldn't so much say sad.
We usually, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but we usually the 20s, 30s, and 40s all together because like the 50s was different from the 60s, the 60s were different from the 70s, the 70s were different from the 80s.
Yeah.
And we just kind of jumbled that whole like 40 years into all together. Is that what we're in right now? Because think about it, right? Nothing has really changed since 2010. We are like 14 years now, and the decades, you can't really separate 2010 to 2020 to 2020. And now we're almost halfway through the 2020s.
I wouldn't say that as much, but here's why. I think that the changes have just been, I don't even want to say subtle. It's been more like the slowly boiling frog. Does that make sense? Like, because like
I have never boiled the frog, so I'm very confused by that statement.
Okay, if you throw a ball, if you throw a frog in boiling hot water, it's gonna go ow. It's gonna pop out. But if you actually put a frog in water and you slowly turn up the temperature, it won't notice, and you will literally boil that thing alive, and it doesn't really realize it until the last second.
Why would you boil? I just want to know who found out about this.
Some really fucked up scientist, if I were to wager a guess. And I was like, you know what? You want to know what the 40s were? That's what the 40s were.
That's what they were doing in the 40s.
I'm going to try things that no one has ever asked the question to, but I'm going to answer it anyway. Well, no, it's weird because you do have a point. 20s, everybody knew like swing dance, Great Depression, this and this and that, but it was like the roaring 20s.
Mm.
The 40s was World War II. And then the 50s, everybody kind of remembers the 50s as like the time right after the war where like shit was good.
Elvis.
And, yeah. It was that post-war. Hey, we won World War II. Everything's fine now. Let's build that what is it? Not post-nuclear or whatever it is, but like, the modern American family that you and yours and blah, 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 and everything's fine.
It was like futuristic and cool.
Yeah. And I think there was that. And then the 60s
hippies
was, the hippies, Vietnam, the drug scene became a lot higher. 70s, the drug scene got huge. The hippie scene got huger. Disco music really started changing. In the 80s, you had everything from music to film to this to that blowing up all over the place. So what I'm saying is that throughout each decade brought something huge.
Except the 30s.
Huh?
Except the 30s.
I wouldn't say except the 30s. I think the problem is that the 30s were more subtle changes.
Is that World War I?
No. World War I was 1912 to 1916. No, I'm wrong. No, it was 1912, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if it was 1912 or
1923. Oh, wait, no, 1918.
1918, thank you, not 1916. Yeah, it was 1912 to 1918. Because 1918 was when the armistice was finally signed on November 11th, I think it was.
Yeah, I'm fully useless knowledge, not shit that I would learn in school.
I'm sorry, you were on your phone. I thought you were literally looking it up.
Okay, that's... Unless I got Morgan Freeman narrating it to me, brother, it's I'm not... I can't.
But I think that, you know, and it's weird because you would think, right? Because, like, let's look at history, right? The 1912 to 18, right? World War I. Shit time. Right after that comes the 20s. Everything's awesome. Everything's good. We just got out of wartime. Woohoo! 30s, everything starts to peter out. The 40s, World War II. The 50s, everything's awesome. Everything's great. Here's all this cool shit that we have. Well, life's so much better now. Woohoo! And then the 60s, Vietnam. 70s, we just got out of Vietnam. We just got out of this. Everything's all good. Everything's all sweet. Woohoo! And then the 80s and 90s, and then obviously you and I growing up in the GWAT era. And now that we're out of wartime, with big quotes on that, I don't see shit suddenly picking back up. If anything, things are just getting stupider.
Yeah, everything's just really dumb in the world. And the cool thing is like, actually, this episode's going to be pretty recent. Like, it's going to come out in a couple of days. So, like,
right.
Is that on Monday? So we can talk about relevant shit. I mean, I don't know what you can and cannot speak on, but I'm just going to say this whole shit going on in the world is fucking stupid.
It is. And I think that it's hard because, I again, it goes back into the middle area, right? People have this view that nothing's going to happen. Everything's fine. Nothing is ever going to happen. Like, nothing bad is really going to happen. Yes, the fuck it does. And whenever it does, oh my God, how could this ever happen? Oh my God, somebody do something. Oh my God. And then when they look at me and I'm like, yeah, I kind of told you this could possibly be a thing. You know, now all of a sudden I'm not the asshole. When COVID started, I was like, you know, okay, well, this could definitely be interesting if this and this got shut down. They're like, they're not going to shut down the country, dude. And then the whole fucking world shut down. And everyone was like, oh, shit. I was like, yeah, told you that could be a thing, bro. I didn't say it was going to happen, but I told you it's within the realm of possibility. But then you've got the other camp that's like, bro, World War III's coming. It's going to be like Civil War 2.0. There's going to be nukes flying everywhere. And it's like, calm down. Easy. Because not getting into any politics or anything like that, but what I think people don't understand is the world runs on money. I'm not sure if you knew this, but the world runs on money. Guess what doesn't make money? No one being left to get money from. So this whole idea of, bro, everyone's going to wipe each other out, and everyone's going to do this, and everyone's going to do this. It's like, you do realize that the same people making these decisions are going to want to have stuff to do and make money off of after all that's gone.
I mean, they don't want to just destroy everything and then not have the luxuries that they've been accustomed to living.
Yep.
That gold shower is not going to do well if there's no running water. So, no. Exactly.
Now I'm going to move in and conquer a completely radiated wasteland. Fuck.
Yeah, everything's fucking stupid.
Yep.
It's all fucking stupid.
So no, I don't think that we're headed for the holy shit, everything just like You're not going to wake up and it's World War III. Now, I'm not saying. I just
want aliens. I just fucking want
zombies,
aliens.
dude. Give me like zombies or.
Well, no. See, zombies, that means people got to die. And I don't want people to die. But aliens, at least like everyone, because you know what? Everyone is going to look at each other and be like, I don't give a fuck if we were right or wrong. There's fucking aliens.
Bro.
Everything doesn't matter. We're going to talk about the aliens.
I just had a thought. What if, in an age of so much hatred for each other, that's what it's going to take? Is that the aliens are going to just have war on us, and then it ain't going to matter your race, your country, your this or that, or your politics. It's humans versus aliens, and we're all going to have to band together.
Yeah, it ain't going to be like Independence Day where we all join together. It's not going to be like that. You know why? Because there's stupid people.
I know there's stupid people, but there's going to be people in Independence.
There's going to be people that will be like, don't hurt them.
Oh, God. Yeah, you're not fucking wrong.
They shot at us. They shot at us and literally nuked an entire country, but we kind of had it coming. And I'm like,
says you in your apartment in Seattle, shut the fuck up.
It's literally that, but that's what would happen.
Oh, my God. No, that's exactly what would happen.
And then there'd be
we
people
as human beings all deserve this, but like, not me, don't shoot me. But it's like, shut the fuck up.
Actually,
you're not wrong. I didn't think of that, but no, you're not wrong.
The people would fight it. People would make it religious. They would say it's God. There would be every religion will be claiming it's their God. I mean, there'd be holy wars there'd be wars among wars within the aliens would look at us and be like,
I was just going to say the aliens would be like, commence the attack in why are they
can we make this
are those nukes? Are they?
Can we make this a whole skip, please?
Yes, we probably will. Good. Next episode we'll do that.
Fucking, but yeah, no, you have. I just don't understand. That's what would happen, though, and but at least aliens for at least 5 minutes, we'd all just shut the fuck up and be like, "Wow,
yes,
aliens."
Yeah,
just for 5 seconds.
Well,
and everyone can fight over it.
And you know what? And I think
I'm with you. Zombies, just kill everyone at this point.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing with zombies is like, I hate when people are like, oh yeah, bro, like zombies would be so fucking sweet, and I'm like, you realize that you're probably gonna be one of them, right? Like, I don't think that people understand the concept of like, if zombies were to get that widespread, it would mean that there would have to be a way for the disease to get spread that vastly and that widely, that quick.
Well, the best depiction of that is The Last of Us. Did you watch that series?
I didn't watch it, but if I'm not mistaken, in essence, it's like cordyceps mushroom spores or whatever that are like in the air, and certain people are immune and certain people aren't.
So no, the way it happened was the cordyceps, the spores got onto wheat, and then the wheat was distributed and let's hit fucking everything. So the people who were like gluten free or avoiding things with wheat in it, or like people who are on no carb diets, they were all the ones that were like surviving and shit.
I did not know that's how that worked out.
Yeah. So that's probably realistically how it would happen. Honestly, I think the biggest fear we should have, not aliens, not zombies, but it's AI. It's the advancement.
Oh God!
How quickly things are. Have you seen the new thing? The new AI. The people that made ChatGPT, they came out with something called Sora, which is video AI. So you can type words in it, and AI will create a video. It's so realistic. I can't tell.
Yes,
I could not tell. You got to look it up. It's really
Sora, like SORA.
SORA. If you Google SORA, it'll pop up ChatGPT or OpenAI, and you could see the video. There's one of a dog. You can't. You could tell, but there was one I actually saw. It was a girl on a subway in Tokyo, and it looked so realistic. I was like, "There's no way this is real." And
does it kind of sit in that like uncanny valley kind of range where it's disturbing because it's right there, or can you just not tell?
you can't tell. And it's one of those things that if you were trying to spread propaganda of some sort, you could create a video that realistic and nobody could tell.
Oh no, like deep fakes, that's another big thing. Like I know that was a big issue with deep fakes, is that you could, in essence, stage something and then throw someone else's face on top of it, and everyone will be like, there's footage of you, but it's luckily at a point where there's just enough that you can tell.
Well, I mean, shit, dude, look at, and again, it's the advancement in technology that's really, this is why I try to stay up to date with technology as much as I am. Because I dabble a lot, I use a lot of AI stuff for the show, actually. But you look at just last year when AI kind of really started popping off and have this open platform, how terrible videos were. And in a 1 year time span, now that it's almost so photorealistic that you can't tell if this is computer generated or from an actual camera somebody was filming. What's it going to be come next year or the year after that? And whose hands are these things going to get into? And what is going to be created? And this is why I'm a conspiracy guy, and that's why we have that down the rabbit hole.
Which I would love to be on an episode of, by the way.
Yes, you and Ellie are due for that.
I was just going to say, me and Ellie got some shit to talk about.
But I gotta create a disclaimer for that episode for you guys.
Why?
Because you're both in the military, so any goddamn conspiracy theory, I can't have it going back.
We just won't talk about ones that we can't talk about.
But here's my thought, right? Have you seen some of these drone shows where they actually get them together?
Yeah, it's like the light shows of all the drones like flying, and like there'll literally be like a dude galloping on a horse like in the sky, but it's all the drones flying in sequence. And to me, I was just like, holy shit, them fuckers move fast. Like, how do they, holy shit.
And at what point does that technology catch up with AI? Now, I'm worried about Skynet. I'm legit scared.
Oh, no, me too. Oh, no, me too. Hands
humanity.
Down. Hands
because
down, me too.
We're giving it power.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, how do you even fight that? Because like if AI really wanted to fuck us up that much, right? It's not going to create robots that are going to march around and shoot at us. It's not going to be a thing that we can shoot back at. It's going to, in essence, turn off the light switch, shut off all the resources, and just let us freaking eat each other.
Exactly.
And then run whatever's left.
You'd have to go off grid. That's the only way. You'd have to be in the woods. And at that point still, computers could just find you. And it's not even like there's going
to be a satellite. There's going to be a drone. I mean, dude, think of it. I mean, like if the amount of drones like that, like imagine you had them in like just this massive flying column pattern spread out just enough that they were literally scanning everything on the Earth's surface. Like, if they want to find you, they can find you.
That's what I'm saying. Shit is it's just scary how much technology, how much our lives rely around it.
Yeah, but you know what's fucked up, right? We're heading into a cyberpunk world, right? And you and I are most likely not going to live to be old enough to get the cool cyberpunk shit.
Yo, listen, I'm cool. If I could, I don't even care if I'm around for that. I just want to be able to afford a pair of Apple goggles or the Vision.
Oh yeah, yeah. So do I. You know what? I want to listen. I want to, even if it happens when I'm 60, right? If I'm 60 and I'm all like cyberpunked out and shit, okay. You know what? I'll hopefully spend the last 10, however many long years I got after that left, with some cool cyberpunk shit. That's fine. But you and I both know it ain't gonna happen when you and I are alive.
Yeah, but even if we were alive, we would just be in the same position we are now, and we're like, we just can't afford it. Like, that's really fucking cool.
You are very correct.
Like, we can't afford that.
No, you're not wrong.
It's happening now. We don't have
celebrities are gonna have like the little tracer augmentations and like this stuff like
that's
that.
How you
like that
know.
must be nice.
It's like, what? Did you see Beyonce's newest upgrade?
Yeah, right.
Like, that's what's gonna be on the
Actually, I mean, shit, dude. We're looking at that right now. Like, you ever looked at Tech YouTube?
No.
okay, so tech YouTube is in essence a lot of like dudes who work for certain companies or get this and that thing. They're like, hi, I'm going to review and show you a whole bunch of shit that there's no way you can ever afford. And they'll show you all like this brand new stuff that like Boston Dynamics or this and that company is coming out with that you and I are never going to be able to fucking afford.
Like we'll be around for androids and like, you know, robotic butlers and all that stuff. And like that, I'll stay. I can
Maybe
afford Alexa.
Maybe on that. I'm not sure on like the actual like. I'm not sure on the androids bit because I feel like there's a lot. I mean, quite literally a lot of moving pieces that they haven't quite figured out yet. And I don't think that they're going to in the next like 50, 60 something years.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying though. You have AI now. You have a computer that will solve things for you. So before, like we had forms of AI, but you had to program it to do that programming. Now you have, I could have it code things for me, and I can make an entire website in 5 seconds if I wanted to. Create coding for a website with this, and this. Enter. Copy, paste, done. It's legitimately what people are doing now.
Fair point.
People are.
It's not like you got to pay them.
So now if you have, now imagine an actual scientist utilizing this kind of technology to advance technology. That's why I don't think people are realizing how much of a jump and what sucks is millennials, we already had to go through this. We had fucking phones with cords on them still.
Mm-hmm. Phones with cords on them. The QWERTY keyboard.
Yeah,
on your flip phone that you
dial-up.
Watch YouTube on, by the way.
Yes. God forbid you hit that internet button. You were panicking to press that end button so quickly.
No. My mom's going to fucking kill me. No.
Yeah. We went through all those changes, and it's going to happen again, dude. You see it now with AR from those goggles. Now, actually, there's another brand that's about to drop theirs soon. It's a guy that worked for Apple for the Apple goggle things. And he opened up his own thing. He has his own AR glasses that are affordable, $350. It doesn't do as much as the Apple ones. Google's now developing their own. It's just going to get more popular. Then you're going to get, I'm telling you, the idea of robotics being part of your body is happening very, very soon. And you see it in just the wearables as of right now.
Yes.
Your watches, your ring.
Your watches, your rings. My mama has one. My mama has a ring that, I forget what it does, but like it tracks like certain things of like your health and stuff like that. Yep. Yeah, like heart rate and stuff like that. So she gets all that. It tracks her sleep. There's a few other things that it does. I know they have like the rings that in essence you can hook up to your laptop and this and that. That like, you know, if you make certain motions or whatever, it will like type certain things or it will make the screen move or it'll do this and that. Like, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Look at how dependent we are of this thing right here, right? Everything, passwords, banking, your money, your social status, your work emails, your job itself, your memories, everything is relied onto this. And at some point, they're just trying to find a way to put it on you forever.
Yep. Not even that, or just find a way to make you so reliant on it, which we already are, but even more reliant. And then flick the off switch.
Yep.
And then I'll put the switch back on. Pay me.
Hey,
yep.
Subscription service.
Your subscription to life has...
Please change your billing information.
Please change your billing information for Life 2.0.
But no, like, remember the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake? I feel like that's going to be the way life is, man. Which, by the way, great movie. If you guys, that's a millennial movie. If you guys
that is very much a millennial movie.
If you haven't seen In Time, go watch that.
Such a millennial movie, too.
Do you remember
Justin Timberlake was doing fucking movies? Do
you remember Project Almanac? That's a millennial movie. The time travel one?
Yes, I remember.
Yep.
Time Stoppers. Do you remember that one?
Time Stoppers was great too.
Stoppers, man.
What was the other one? There was the one where the kids got like superpowers. Oh my God, Chronicle.
There's a lot of those. You're gonna have
Chronicle is what I'm
Chronicle, yeah. When like they they didn't so much have like superpowers. They had like the ability to fly, like telekinesis and stuff like that.
And then one of their friends became the bad guy, and it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Andrew, stop.
Project X, that was another one.
Project X was another one. Yep.
These are
Cheerleaders Save the World.
peak millennial movies. Watching them now as an adult, you're just like, how did I enjoy this?
Yeah, right. Well, dude, I mean, like, and we'll end on this because I gotta start grabbing other things and getting other things done. But
It's a long episode here for the fans.
it has been. Well, I think
Hour
because it's been so long since you and I actually sat down and like talked that we've had plenty to talk about. And like I started talking about like EMT classes and shit like that. I didn't even get far into that. We can always talk about that on the next one. But what was I saying? I completely lost my train of thought on that. Also, the dogs are listening.
We were going to end on something.
I know I was trying to think of what I was going to end on. Time Stoppers.
Millennial movies.
Millennial movies.
I don't know.
Shit, I lost it. Yeah, no. Son of a bitch. Oh.
Until next time.
Yeah, until next time. Will Copper figure out what he's talking about? Did Zaga's vape pen die? And will we ever get the puppies on an episode?
Well, Leia's right here, so.
Where's my girl?
She's sleeping on the couch. She's relaxing.
Sweet girl.
Yes, we'll get a puppy cam one of these days.
Puppy cam. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for stopping in. This was definitely a long one. But that is what I like about the episodes with you and I, is we literally can sit down and just talk about like legit all the things. That's always how it's been. So this is the first episode of Copper's Corner, which is the one that it'll be my show consistently, or rather the one that has me on it consistently. And what other episodes do we have coming up or planned?
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, we're just winging it. I have nothing.
This is true.
Nothing in the storage facility here, which is just
depending on, you know what? I'll text you. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're gonna find something. You're probably gonna get down the rabbit hole. You might get a fucking "What did you die?" I know.
What did you die?
I know for my next episode of. Oh, by the way, hey Zaga, I figured out what I'm gonna be doing with that. By the way, my spinoff show, which is my solo show, I'm actually gonna have it's gonna be guests. I'm gonna be bringing guests on, and I'm gonna be interviewing them.
Like it did with me, like it did with Weezy, all that. Yeah.
Yep. Because that was kind of my thing anyway, where I asked the weird questions, and I really want to get better at interviewing. So I actually have my uncle is going to be coming on the show. He is real estate. Yeah, he's huge in real estate. He does a lot of.
Oh yeah, you mentioned this. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I got him booked for in 2 weeks, so I'm going to be interviewing him and doing a whole fun podcast. It's some
cool shit.
I'm going to teach y'all how to save your monies and become rich like my uncle did. Even though I can't do it, maybe you can.
I'm going to teach you how to not be like me.
But yeah. Check out the other shows. If it's the first time you guys listen because of Copper, check out the other shows.
If for some reason you are only here because of me, I'm telling you, check out the other shows. All right. I don't have a favorite. Down the Rabbit Hole is my favorite. But this whole network is full of like my people's in it, and like I sit down and watch all the other episodes, or I just play them in the background. Like, so yeah, check NFA out as a whole. If you're here for me, thank you very much. I love you. I appreciate you. Go watch the other shows.
Yeah. Listen, if you guys go watch the other shows, that gives us funds to again make casts of his hands, which then we can sell to you at a discounted price. If you're like, I'm the reason, I'm one of the views that got you to this point, just comment below. We'll get you a discount code.
Why did I know that in some way, shape, or form it was going to be me turning into a thirst trap or whoring out some part of my body? How did I know that it was going to turn into that?
It's why you're here. You're the sex appeal of the show.
Oh, that's why I'm here. That's the only reason I'm here. That's a sex appeal. Good to know.
And just so you know, why pay for 4 fingers? If you pay for 4 fingers, you get the 5th finger for free. That's all we're saying. I got the bundle deals ready to go. Discount city.
Wait, you're selling them individually?
Well, maybe people have an amputee fetish. I don't know, bro. Ricky just watching you make some simple.
I'd ask what's wrong with you, but there's a long answer.
Well, really, if somebody buys it, we have to ask them what's wrong with them. If anybody would buy an amputee hand off copper by any chance, please comment below.
Just like, please enter your billing address. Please enter your billing information. Please enter why and what you plan to use this for.
Yeah.
This is going to be a great time.
Yeah, next time Copper sleeps over, we're going to have a 24-hour live stream. You can tune in, watch him sleep.
The next time I'm going to come over, I'm just going, he's searching all throughout the room. Where'd you put the fucking camera? Bro, I was kidding. I don't fucking believe you. Where the hell's the camera?
Trending on X. Watch Copper.
Oh, God. There's going to be some section of the dark web. I'm going to be like, you put me on the dark web?
No. Just, I put the bid for your kidney. If we get a good bid, then we take it. It's fine.
Oh,
I'm not going to take it unless it's a good number.
For my dead fucking body, son. You're going to have to fight me for my kidneys.
I'm going to tell you what the offer was, and then we can negotiate.
Okay, well, you didn't say that. You said you were just going to take the kidney.
I'm a salesman. I'm going to be like, hey, listen, I got an offer for one.
Well, then you need to work on your sales pitch because you made it seem like you were doing a hostile takeover of my kidneys for a minute there.
I got you interested, didn't I? I got your attention. That's all I needed. A little shock and awe. Then we do a little explaining. Come on. Classic sales tactic there.
You know, just because you're right, just because you're right doesn't mean you win. You go.
Zaga 1, Copper 0, guys. I'm out.
Bye, y'all.